So we're going to be working this morning on connecting our warm-ups with our techniques that we do during class and our body position and our self-awareness. So it took me about 40 years to realize, hey, there's something to these warm-ups. Like they're not just, calisthenics, and they are actually integrated into all of our techniques. So it's very easy for us to do these things when we're on our own, but the minute somebody grabs us, the whole dynamic changes. So just our basic cooking. Right? It's from our person. So we're going to try to keep it nice and open. Full arm, complete, right shoulder width. Okay. You can, it's very much like rowing exercise. Right? You always want to let your front leg recede and then transfer back. Find your forward. Alright, so let's just start with. So when we do with the air, right? We're making a circle with you. There's an arc, there's a saddle. Right? When we do this, what happens to our partner changes? Right? So, what's good to know is that however you start your first contact with your partner, the rest should make sense based on your own. So, if I were to start with a circle, it's hard to then turn it into a line. And if I was to start with a cut, it's hard to then circle. So we're going to look at the showman with our short cut. This movement. The only thing that changes from our self-practice when we're doing our warm-ups is when our partner and our body moves quickly. So as it comes, I lift, I turn right into my lap. Here's my arm. Right, and I just turn. I'm not trying to move it. And then you can do anything you want. I'm just trying to practice lift. Right, just like that. So that's just a couple of things that have to do with it. It's very hard to maintain this integrity when you have somebody else. Right? So now we're going to work with this. Plus, right? So basically we're looking at this one. Right? Facing in, we're going to step back with it. So as I step back, everything is connected to your rowing because every moment that you begin to move, you're shifting your weight, right? In normal life, our back foot comes in. In Aikido, more often than not, our front foot. In order to let your front foot go, you have to take it on your back foot. So there's constant shifting of weight. So from here, as though I'm doing rowing exercise, but I'm going to step back with it. And then I'm going to do my open breathing. And then it's over. Step back, bring hand to the shoulder. It's very easy and common to do your right? But if we're thinking about our own movement, these circles come back to our setting up. So when we do this, think about connecting it to your breathing exercise. Backwards. So that's just showing what happens when we do this. Right? You can do it any number of ways. Now we're going to do this. So we open it. one of the ones, there are a lot of things that we can do this with, but one of the techniques I think is clearest is because they both conjoin together into your center. Okay. Right? So, or put a gashi rock. But right now, we're going to go for a mote off to the side, both hands together, like you're bringing your breath into yourself. And I'll go. Okay. So I'm going to do nice and easy. My front foot's going to go to the middle point of this triangle here. Make a face. Make sure you're in a good foot stance so you're heading balance. Offline. There you can do a back stretch if you want. I mean, a front stretch. All right, so try to put a gashi mote. Think about your breathing. In order to roll it in, you need to have something to roll. So if you offer, and that's why, you know, so much depends on how you're grabbed, right? So if you're grabbed with your palm down, you're going to roll over. Grab with your palm up, you have this available. If you're grabbed sideways, right? And we're just finding the points along our personal, you know, meditative warm-up state where we're making it and what comes from there. So make sure to offer now, palm up. And you want to, as we're doing this, we're really exaggerating the rotation. So as I exaggerate the rotation, I want my pinky line to cut. So full rotation all the way over, right? Don't think about this, don't think about this, think about everything moving in front. Maybe just like when you do it once. Oh, just a second. Ready, right? We've already done that here. We've done that in all of them so far, but just a little bit more of the obvious. Okay, so again, I'm going to roll over. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to let my hips all the way out. If possible, without moving my feet. The way this becomes approachable is you really want to, you know, we're so connected and in tune with what's in front of us. And where you put your back foot is crucial for how successful everything else is going to be. So whenever you step back, you don't want to just randomly step back. You want to put it at the right distance. You want to secure it and have it in whatever position you need. So I need a big stance here. Whoops. So hand and foot. So often like a marionette. My hand goes, sand down. So they're going to go together, right? I'm just going to let my hips turn, and then just cut back. Right? Not looking for. So rolling over, keeping it shoulder height. Right. So all I'm doing here is just folding his elbow back towards him. Right. I'm not looking for guys or reading on him or anything. From here, I'm just taking at the elbow. So basically rolling with the elbow. This idea of lowering our hips, right? Lowering our center. With our feet close rather than far. Clearly Koshinagi stuff, but also it's in the world. So we're going to look at this one as a way of what it feels like to really make them a part of you and then just move your body. Right? So this isn't about specific techniques so much today, how to put a guy in Shuriken. It's more conceptual, right? So we know that like for Rinage, we need that catch so we can then throw, so we're not moving and trying to lift them. This is a funnel of speed. You know, a lot of people know this. That's the same over. But here I'm going to get behind him and use this lift to tilt his shoulder slightly back. Anytime we're at the third point of the front or rear triangle, we don't have any balance. Oh, I'm sorry. From here, as I lift this, I'm coming behind him, plugging it into me. That lift is most important, because that's what does this. So, speed comes, backhand and over the top. There's my circle. Right? Turn behind the shoulder. This is going to come, and I just draw it into myself like I'm plugging him from behind, just comfortably on the shoulder, and then sit back and go here. Right? Good try. So, right? Most important thing. I think if you're stuck with your technique up here, fix your feet. Right? So my Rimi is deep. I'm already behind him. So when I do my Tenkan, I'm already here, right? So make sure you have a nice, solid, deep Rimi. And then as this starts to lift, I turn, my feet come together. Right? Deep. Turn. So the hand line here, if you're maybe at the down from steep, is that saying sit, right? Taking it with me, lowering myself. Right? So you have this kind of, when you do this, you don't want to artificially lift your hips. You want to let the movement just kind of go, right? So I'm using that kind of power, as I said. With Uke, all I'm going to do, again, is open the knee. Okay. Here I am behind him, facing the same way. So as I start my Tenkan, everything happens at the same time. Try to bring the arm with you. In, make your distance. Out this way. Right, all of these set you up. Okay.
I can't believe you.
Okay. So, can you rotate around the room? We just looked at how we get Uke's balance from the rear corner. Right? We move them forward to their front corner. Now we're going to rotate them on their own axis. Okay? A little bit different. So I'm going to come into Tenkan like with my inside arm. I'm not going to grab it. Just lift that collar, facing it behind. Here we go again. Don't start the technique till you push past. So I'm going to rotate her, make it easier for me, so I'm not having to move her, right? I'm using the arm as a hinge, just like we use our arms and hips to hinge ourselves. So, I'm up, and come. Just like you're doing Shiho Nage, pretty fast, go to the side. Now, here's our limit to push through. Step turn. Thank you. We had our marble over here. Now we're going to head it front to front. Okay. Ready? Okay. So a good visual is a turnstile, right? Great if you've never gone through a turnstile. I once taught a homeschooling kids class. I had like 30 kids. I'm telling them, like, you know, move your hand like this, like you check it, and they're like, oh my God. So turnstile, we're going to turnstile. Okay. Just find it. So I like to say that when we Tenkan, we get our mirror image. Right? When we Kaizen, we get the shadow. Right? So we're going to Tenkan. Find your mirror image. Just place your head underneath. Then, this just comes to here. Full length. I don't want it to shorten. Here's this turnstile. Step with it. Push the turnstile. That's all you need. Is that. Right? Go back to our breathing, right? So when you're doing your breathing exercise, you're opening up, and then you're coming in, and you're already ready to rotate, right? So for now, for this last 3 minutes, think that you've already begun, and then you start. So we're taking away the static, static grab, and then we'll have to build up. I'm in my mind already expanding my breath and moving. Right, so at no point do I let him do that. Because as I'm offering, I'm already growing. Try that kind of prepared to say that when you're doing your warm-ups and you're entering that kind of calm self-awareness place for yourself, bring that person to the mat, right? When somebody grabs you, remember you have your center, you have your breath, you have your hips, you have your arms, all of those components, right? And you want to try to maintain the same integrity as when you're doing it alone with the other person, for them and for you.
Yes.
Or you have a choice. Do this, we should have room, right? So we have space So he can draw the practice by, and even though you see me throwing him hard, I'm still respectful. I'm not taking his head all forward. Just looks big, but he's still smiling. So. Weapon, not this technique. And the hitting is correct. This piece change. Right, like that. That's the. Minus. Top of it. Just. What do you want? Right.
Try to break the balance, like if you do. So you need to push like this, but that's the arm. So you need to push on the shoulder, right? Break them. When you take Aikikai, try to not face your partner. If you stay like this, you get it hard on the neck. And also, when you take Aikikai, if I'm falling on my right side, I initiate the movement with my head. So my head turns, then your hip turns, and it's easy. If you stay stiff like this, you receive that in the chin, then it's hard on the neck. So try to make sure that look at your partner. Okay. Right, so this time when you move in, it blocks your arm. So just drop the feet. The patient tries to get the edge of his hand into your elbow. So you stop the rotation of his arm. Then you want to stop this rotation also. So you push like that forward. Keep, say your hand equal distance from your center. So don't go like this. Use the other hand. Cover your elbow and just go right. Stop. Makiyotoshi. So you start, and when you stop, this time cut down the higher hand, and the other one goes between his face and his shoulder. Hand on top, so you push this arm, and you pull the other one, right? And drop your center, slide the top hand to the arm like this, and from there, you take 10 count, then 10 tap. Right? Be careful for your foot in the back, because if your partner falls on it, it might be painful. When you do a lot of repetition, if you go like this all the time, then you can have a bad knee, so you have to choose what you want. But sometimes, if you're not sure, you can keep your foot a little closer, so you won't fall on it, right? So you slide up, shoulder to shoulder. When I move from here, I slide to his wrist, then I move like if I grab him like tight and neck. Right? So make sure you don't end up just like this. You don't have any control. So you move in, rug, cut down, forward. Here, then try to keep him on his on the tip of his feet. If he's strong on the heels like that, it's hard to move him. So try to move him like this. Then you can go Uchi Makiyotoshi under, like Uchi Kaiten Nage, or Soto Makiyotoshi, like Soto Kaiten Nage. Right? Then you just 10 count and pivot. 10 count. Right? That's it. Always make sure that you're gonna be shoulder wide if you turn like this. So if I'm on my right foot is on this line, I do a regular 10 count like this. But now you have to go over the line, then turn and be down. Right? Change. So when you go from here, I don't stop there. I move a little more. Then this foot gonna move a little more also. Right? So when I finish, I have my feet shoulder wide, so I have more balance. If I stay on this line, then when I throw it, I lose my balance all the time. So make sure you pivot. Okay? From here, it's time. It's the same footwork. The same thing here. You slide in, 10 count. Then instead of going on this arm, you go on the other one. You bring this like that. Then the previous one, you were doing 10 count and pivot. Now this one, you do 10 count, pivot. It's just that your footwork is smaller. Instead of doing a big one or Makiyotoshi, you do a small one for Tsurumagoshi. Right? If you don't feel comfortable with the fall, or you're not comfortable with this one, you can keep doing the previous one. That's the same thing, but I know some people they can take it. If the first time you've seen it, it might be a little tough. So you might concentrate on the other one, but if you feel like, you can go like this and do Makiyotoshi or go like Tsurumagoshi. When you do the Kushinage, make sure your feet are not wider than your shoulder. If you go like this, might be that's one of the days. Falling like that. So good. Make sure, and my hips should be under my partner's hip. And when I do the Kushinage, I try to bring my partner on the weight forward. If the partner is like this, it's hard to lift. So you use your body weight, then turn down, drop, and step up. Right? It's easier to put like that. You're like this. You're like this. So imagine I have a little ball on my shoulder here. If I stay like that, the ball is falling this way. I want the ball to fall this way, so I turn like this. Right? So my partner is on my back. He's touching my back. So when I make this motion, then I get his feet off the ground. So your eyes, don't look at your partner like that, but look at him on the other side. Right? So it's easier. So you pull, stand calm, drop, pop, shoulder like this. Right?
Really get the glute grabs. Maximize the surface area. Palm first, and left. Palm first, and back. The left fingers first and palm, but there's still space. So, palm, and back. Palm, then back. And the idea is like there's some motions in like the focus here. You can strike, but you're not gonna strike. You have that essential big. So palm first, then grab. And close fingers. Once you feel you can do that, do it immediately. But the secret is still palm. Okay? Try it. Right there. You don't want to move it. Okay, it goes tight. You're going to move this. They're trying to keep this one fixed. You move that one. You move that one. Secret is always, for me, always move to the open. There's your fingers. So that's when you guys fingers. You can stop. Shoulder to the opening. Go to the opening. Next thing is that close this distance here. Okay. Don't disconnect. This is connected to this center line. This is your energy source. Keep it connected. So you hold side, next move. Hold side. Use one. Hold tight, don't let move. Hold tight, don't let move. Hold tight, don't let move. Hold tight. Whoa, good. Hold tight, hold strong, hold strong. Good, good. Acknowledge that it's strong, but don't get suckered into it. Just move. Okay? So I think you got to my big. Always moving to the open. That's what we do. How you move, I think you want to, for me, that's what you're trying to train. You want to be alert, but you want to be calm about it. You want to be nervous about it. Like, oh, I'm just going to walk away. So hold tight, I want to move to the opening and walk away. I'm still aware of where my partner's at. I'm alert to that he's there, but you're calm about it. You're not like, you're at a table or you just want to leave that lead? Yeah? Try, please, yeah. I have to coordinate this motion. My stepping forward to the thumb swing low. Stepping forward, very easy. Very easy to that. Very easy. Next one towards the person. Change the line. Change the line. Breathing right into over here. Not like so. Then you keep this and make it position. In contact. Calm, so okay, doesn't freak out. That is not throwing hard, just match Aikikai pace and safety. Okay, protect yourself. Nage, movement, but proper Tai Nage would be, this would be proper. I want to practice on keeping that palm contact with your partner. Shifting your weight, doing this. So it's I can navigate this, but it's machine here, moving this point by attaching this point to my body. Versus here, that's my arm trying to move him. So it's here now. That's attached to my center line. Your body. Here. No. That's hard to do. Oh, that's hard to do. So, feet connected. So, finishing. Shift it through. Imagine this is a Joe. And you're striking the Joe. Okay, try it. Giving you good weight. So, good weight meaning like this is a proper movement. This is not an issue. Now it's part of my body. I want to move my body. So take your time. Feel the body. Sure. Can't fight this. Sometimes the weight's too heavy. Give it that. For right now. Now give me good weight. Attach that contact on through your center line. The additional power source. Power source. You have a good position and you have a look force to move the partner. Do it this way. And you also have the idea of moving around your partner. And now moving around. Keep the thing you can put in. Guide your body where you want. This is not me, not paying attention. I want you to move my body. Keep the activity. Okay, try it. No more dance, don't be cute. Don't kill. You just focus just on kill. Kill. Keep the technique in front of you. Technique in front of you. My partners, Spanish partners, brass and white, please. Hi. And redirect, slow as well. So, when your partner's going to do your fine, then redirect. Okay. Now it's just like that. Take slow motion and camera. Okay. Lift it up, put it on your frame. So I'm working, you're working on quickly. Lift it up, something's heavy, put it on your frame. Slide out, drop it to a corner. Raise it on your frame, slide out, drop it to a corner. Okay, nice and easy, okay. Raise and then redirect to a corner. Okay, no jumping. Okay, your camera is just a natural result of you going to the ground, right? So don't jump, don't step away. There you go. Right. That's it. Nice and easy. Okay. Okay, you can give good weight. You support it on your spine. Redirect. From what I'm saying, now your shoulders should always be parallel to the back. You can move it this way, but more you tilt your shoulders, you want uke to have shoulders too. Right. If I tilt my shoulders, I can't support them like this. I want my shoulders parallel. So, lift it up, move it to a corner. Lift it up, move it to a corner. Okay? Thank you just got to be working nice, slowly, get clean, good posture, make sure your shoulders are even, and you support the partner's weight, and you move the partner's weight, okay? Well, you're gonna, this is maybe a very solid stance, but it's kind of immobile, and you a little closer. Now, I get to move it. The people are coming heavy, move the stroke, put it on the table. So this here, oh. So tapping the structure now, the partner's both tight. Can you move them, okay? With the structures, oh, that's the move. Can you lift and move that structure now? Very limited. Use the power. Get it to the ground. Shift the body. Draw. Move it from the ground. Lift your body with it. Not just your arms. This is imagery. Take it from the ground. Raise it up. Rather than overpowering the structure. No, just do like this. Just the ground. I didn't say
Bottom of your arms, probably your fingertips. Moment of contact. Moment of contact. As it comes. Hey, kind of hang up. Hey, Carter. Just for today, you know, sometimes we practice, we go up, we go down, and we go back. But in doing this kind of most days, so that this at the long here, keep her power going, extend, power coming along the bottom, straight posture. Okay. Now this time cross that. So here, and as she grabs my palm connected to my center, we're moving in front. Here, here, extend. So as she comes, I change her direction. So this, take her balance, keep it. This goes up under elbow, shoulder, armpit, hips. Hey, me. Small moves.
Last time, at the moment of contact, this weight is coming toward me is when I move, okay? And then that time, my hand is on top and I'm guiding you this way. Next time, as he comes, I'm going up and around. So the moment he comes, I'm underneath, I'm going up. So notice that at the moment of contact is where you have your power, right? He's committed, and you want to keep his weight, and keep him off balance. Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
Cross-hand, very much related to Shomanuchi, right? So this time to Shomanuchi. So, keep connected, move in. Stay connected. So the techniques should be related to each other. In that I'm creating a space around myself, my aura, my power is in this space that I can reach. He's moving into my space. I'm already ready. Here, so. Shomanuchi Ikkyo Omonne.
This time, I'm going to allow him to come up toward. All right, so Shomanuchi Ikkyo, reversal. Ikkyo, he comes up. I stay connected. this time I allow that to come up. So last time, I wanted to point shoulder to the mat. This time, I'm not going to take that step. I'm going to allow this to come up. This hand goes underneath. So, same idea. In the opening, you move here. Here. So stay connected here as he comes up. This, I allow it to bend, and I slip my arm in and turn. Okay? Hey, change your partner. So this time I'm going to let it pass. Move in. Okay, so the same principle, moving in. I meet, so we don't want to do that fast. I want to meet and blend. And then push from your head. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Upon meeting, when in a static technique, when there's a contact point, I feel a sense of expansion. Whether it's my breath, not my arm. Without that expansion, this is sometimes in. So she's coming in with an attack or with a direction, I swing. So I expand against that direction. I'm not resisting it. It's a static technique, and I'm just meeting her that my body isn't like this, that my body is full. I have a feeling of fullness. And it could be your breath, your awareness. Same with that, a sense of opening. It doesn't have to be so visible, but you and partner feel that expansion. She expands into this space, and I also expand in that space. But now we'll do quick practice in that space. So space begins with us acknowledging and looking at each other, right? I'm already expanding my vision. So I expand her vision so that and as she approaches, not with this sensation of grabbing and acquiring, just a little bit, we're going to do more of a contact. So you don't have to worry about whether you grab the fabric or just come in, just come in and make that. She's going to come in. I want to expand without looking like I'm going to push it in, right? So I already have attention of her. I already perceive her. I don't know what she's going to do. However, as she gets closer, I start expanding. That's the feeling I want to acquire. Instead of, now I'm shrinking. So now when she grabs me and pushes, I've shrunk so much that I don't have a foot. So, opposite. Start to meet, I start to get bigger. In my mind, I am as big as the two of us. Okay? When you blow up with air, water, you fill it with something. It expands in all directions. The balloon doesn't expand in this. It fills in every direction. So, as I grow in this direction, I go equally in this direction. I sink and I rise at the same time. It's an interesting sensation, right? Still, when you meet you, I anticipate there's some contact. But in a global way, I receive that contact and it expands. And these are very much. It doesn't have to be so visible because it's your friend. Just follow. Try to. So now, it's growth. Not with one point. I see the rope behind him, past him. And this bottom hand isn't static. You know, I'm not dealing with him. He's dealing with me in a single point, but I'm dealing with him sort of globally, right? Not a single point. You see a single point, but and it's not straight. That rotation we had earlier, this, I'm employing one side this way and one side this way. There's an inside, big so it's actually dealing with three things happening. This is rotating this way, this is rotating this way, and I'm entering. Okay. So sometimes it's good to find all three points, right? Expanding, rotating here. That would be part of my body too. I keep my hand in front of the center. And then making contact here. So my hands are in front of the center. And those elements. You can separate them if that's where your practice is. You can rotate, feel the bottom hand, feel the bottom spiral, feel the top spiral, and finally your body movement. As you get more familiar with it, you can start using them simultaneously. Nope. Don't take a kick. I didn't want him to separate. I wanted him to feel what's happening. So you have to relax. It's hard to accept if you're not. Okay. This time, yeah, expanding first is big. Not on the outside. You don't have to do a lot, just up the lash. Up the lash. So without me trying to moving off the line so much, it's more subtle, but I use this rotation to redirect off the line. I can almost keep the line. I can almost keep the line. And I redirect it. So now we're waiting. See? The elbow tells me what I'm using. And we do this. Okay? Let's try that on the outside. Meaning, I don't want to change I don't want to look like I'm rotating. I want her to feel that I'm rotating. Okay, I don't want to look like I'm rotating. Besides, brings me closer to her. Using my hands. So I want to be saying with her. And how do I do that? I have to make space somewhere. How do I make space? Using the back. So if you have very stiff hips, or you're not moving the hips, you're going to find that you're trying to create space using the body. So we'll use the back hip. Here.
Stay. You're strong because my hip is static. As soon as I move it back, you offline. But I keep my axis. I expand. I locate. I make contact. Sinking the back hip. See, I maintain this. Instead of something that you visibly can tell, I sink it. And use of the bow. Okay, try it. Use both. I want to use both. We'll start with this. Closer to them than the instrument. Closer to him than the instrument. So I have a little delay, purposely. Paying attention to this and then entering that. So I can use this circle and that. Pick. So that had a little bit of a delay. But because of the delay, try not to overemphasize the first location. Because if you do, if you do, then you tend to turn away from your partner. So that's not what I'm looking for, or that's not the movement. I don't want a situation where I fully rotate away. I want him to experience the turn. Because when I make contact with him, I'm employing the hip using the arm, but it is very well connected with this hip. So actually, be spinning that hip. Okay, so that was a slight delay. Now with no delay, be careful, but make it slowly. Just the circle right at the same time. Instead of 1, 2. And you can still practice this way, by the way. You can still practice keeping the axis. Or at the same time. So the sensation he's getting is that's the sensation. This. Maybe it's here. Yeah. So this is very slower. Remember, together didn't mean faster. Everybody all of a sudden got super fast. Together means that instead of 1, 2, it's like a caliper. I'm going to grab his head. I'm going to grab your head. I can grab his head 1, 2, or I can grab his head. It doesn't have to be faster. They just arrive to my center at the same time. So this is like that. 1, 2, 4. I don't over cross. I'm just squeezing him. Not his head. I'm just squeezing right there. I'm imagining it's his head. But I'm just squeezing. I'm just squeezing so that, boom, my arms terminate at my center. So this part of his forearm is experiencing this circle, and this upper part of his arm is experiencing this circle. That's where he feels the squeeze. I'm stepping on something. Sorry, I'm stepping on something. right? So this part of his forearm is experiencing an inside circle. And from here up above his elbow, he's experiencing an outside circle. So when you put them together, it feels like a squeeze. And if you didn't take it, then you had a pin. Just so, don't go faster. Arrive at the same time. Let him feel this movement and this movement simultaneously. And that tends to take the balance. Okay, try again. Nice. So we're going to take sequences. Initially, the first rotation was close, outside. And the second, or the other rotation, close to the perfect. Now let's change places. And this is going to be inside and the other. Inside, outside, yeah. Inside. So, I'm definitely not interested in her stepping on me, but not interested in the full contact. I'm already addressing that contact. Remember, I'm expanding. I'm not pushing, I'm not striking per se. I am expanding. Now, I can use this rotation to influence process. Reconnect. I'm using think of this as a neutralizing movement. The same way that in Tineo we expand in neutralize. It's a protein, right? Proton. So I'm using two converging circular motions, two arcs. They're converging. Earlier, the outside one was the front hand. So this inside circle was first, and the second one was the outside circle. I still want to use that with the sensation of neutralizing this forward motion of that field. Being impacted, being struck, boom, like that. So I'm going to neutralize that with those two circles. I just switched. Now, it's the front hand is the outside circle and the back hand is the inside. But still with the same sensation of neutralizing this forward motion designed to provoke me, attack me. Okay? See? And from that moment, I can feel which direction I can open up the technique. For a moment, it's a fraction of a moment. I can feel that her ability to push, her ability to push gets less and less as I employ the circles. See? But I do it in a smaller space. I don't take up all that room. Right there. Maybe just one step. Then okay, try again. Now my body's focused. Squeeze the space. Now I start. Space. Or he can move. Okay?
Here, I don't have to grab it. I'll just grab it. So here's this circle moving towards me. Palm down. The second one, palm up, but also moving towards me. One towards me, the other towards me. Here. And without throwing, I want to now use my axis and turn. So without doing any of this, I'm happy that my arms are near me. I am one unit, and now my entire body goes. I want you to just practice that.
Very good.
Here, here's one circle. Here's another.
One space between looking back is dead back in the okay. So it's a little bit larger than me. Any space, and he closes that gap, impacts me. So if he was a big boulder, and I'm a little pebble. Look at us. Big boulder rolls over a little pebble, crushes it. But if I had a big boulder and I stuck myself right where the boulder meets the floor, it's kind of hard for him to push into. Then eating up all that space that he would otherwise lose. So a movement like this, you don't want. Then you're going to end up trying to muscle knee, or get into a situation where it's a dangerous situation. Instead, we're very contact. So this position, this kind of position, so I'm not in a very strong position, but if I enter here and I'm in contact with him, I'll have a little bit more say in the situation. So, shoulder to shoulder, my arms, all that space, I can eat it up as well. So now, the only thing left to move is my footwork. And when my whole body moves, he responds. And it's not that I'm leveraging it only on the elbow. With my whole body turning, and this also has an effect on the shoulders. That rotation. Okay, back stretch.